Morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late. One of those mornings. I've got a doctor's appointment at 8:30, so I've got to rush. This morning, basically, the plan is basically just to go through what's going to be happening with the members streams and everything moving forward. Obviously, we'll trade the ORB, not with that platform. So this is just a demo account I've got running, which I'm mucking about with. Where am I? Okay. This is just running the ORB so I can monitor it. Where is it? There. Yeah, so basically this morning's plan is to just go through what we're going to do in the member streams moving forward, and how they're going to operate and sort of what website they're going to operate on, basically. So let me just move that down. Let's see what we've got. So morning watch check, by the way. And Danny and Leon and Jules and Marco. So the plan is basically to move away from YouTube. So obviously we've got the member streams on YouTube at the moment, membership, if you like, on YouTube at the moment. I want to try and move away from this. I'm going to be dragging all of this content that's in here out of this and put it in a, not quite sure what format yet, but put it in the new members section. So I don't want to lose all of this, but I also don't really want it all just out there as videos, basically. So I just want to kind of keep this for members only, because we covered a lot of stuff in here, which is going to form the core sort of basics of back testing and all that sort of stuff. So I want to organize it properly so that it's all in one section. So what I'm going to have on the members section of the site is an education section, basically. And that's where we're going to do live streams, going to do all the training, all that sort of stuff, and have access to all the previous membership content. So that's what's going to happen on this part of the site. I am fleshing this out further at the moment. I've got indicator dashboards at the moment, which are under development and being constructed. So this is something that is sort of in progress at the moment. There's no ADRs, obviously, at the minute, is there? Sorry, RSIs. What's that? 4-hour RSI 10. Four o'clock candle. That's interesting. Oh, I haven't got any instruments there, actually, that are on alert. Pound US dollar, 29.1. Pound US dollar, 22.34. Interesting, different reading. This is not finished yet. That's the wrong candlestick, actually, isn't it? Look, that's the 4 o'clock candlestick. So when that updates, that should give us a reading. But anyway, so this is all under development. So the next section I've got to do is the kind of training education section of the site. Everything else on here is pretty much done. The dashboards is the last bit that I'm working on. Will it have an alert system? It will. I'm not sure how yet. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do email alerts. I mean, it's visual dashboard. I'll have some pop-up thing in here probably, but it is designed to be a visual dash. You can move the columns around and play around with it, and you can like change columns, put different indicators in them. Not on that one, you can't. But you can create your own dashboards, basically. So you can create a custom dashboard called whatever you want. And in your custom dashboard, you can add different... Where's the RSI? The only bloody thing showing. I've broken it. You can add different symbols in there. None of this works because it's all in development at the moment. But anyway, so you can add different... I've broken it. You can have hundreds of indicators, basically. You can choose any indicator you want in there, but normally, but it's obviously broken because I've been developing on it. Anyway, so that's all in development until I've got this finished. This is something that's going to take me months, and this is the problem at the moment. I haven't got time to do all the live streams and develop this, and I want to get this up and running, basically. So what I'm going to be doing, this will be probably the last member stream that we do in here. The next member stream, I will either do it in Discord, or I will probably just set up some kind of private stream that isn't accessible, can't find it on YouTube, and I'll give it out to the members in the members section or something. But I've got to move away from this thing because it's so restrictive. People can't access the Discord group because they've got weird types of accounts. And there's no two-way interaction in it. So I want to get something where we can sort of discuss things, if you like. So people could talk, which would be much nicer. So anyway, so that's the plan. I've got to get all this content out there, and then I'm going to put together a structured sort of approach to what we're going to be doing on a weekly basis. So obviously we'll have a day of prop, a day of ORB, a day of normal education, something for beginners. We'll have sort of basic stuff. We'll have the position trading bootcamp, which is going to be done again, live type thing. I'm going to do news trading as well. All sorts of stuff, basically, how to pass prop, which reminds me, sorry, I've just got to get my prop account open. I'm so unorganized this morning because I want to take a trade on the DAX. I might as well do that in here. Okay. So 5-minute ORB's in. We're short, actually, off the 5-minute ORB, aren't we? What? Stop moving my stop loss. Not a fan of this platform at all. I've missed it. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the sell button. I'll wait for it to push down a little bit more. Oh, brilliant. This is such a good platform, this. Later. Right, sell him. We just stick a TP on that order as well. What's my TP? Oh, there. That's a really good place to put a TP, isn't it? Sorry, I'm really organised this morning, aren't I? Yesterday's low looks like a good spot to go for. Okay, so DAX short. Should be short on here as well. Yeah, broken short. There we go. So that's the plan for the member stream. So I just want to get structured basically and deliver the sort of core education, if you like, in a more structured way, in smaller chunks, and basically be a little bit adaptive to what people want with it. So if you are a member, obviously, as you are in here, it's up to you. You can stay members in here for the time being. Obviously, we're going to be doing all of this content is available to you in here. If you're watching and working through all of this content, then stay there because you'll lose access to it if you aren't a member anymore. And there's quite a lot of posts, a lot of streams in there. I don't like the way they've relayed this out. It's really awkward to look at now, isn't it? Highlighted content from members. Recent members only videos. View all. So then it takes you here, which is not members only videos. Not very good, is it? It's just not very good, is it? Basically. So yeah, stay there, stay members if you want to access all of this content. But moving forward, as in hopefully into next week, I'm going to have the new system hammered out and worked out as to what I'm going to be doing. So I want to spend each session on one specific subject. So we're going to do Mondays, we will be trading ORB on the DAX, and then we will trade ORB on the New York session. Tuesdays, we will go through position trading bootcamp. Yeah. And then next Tuesday, we'll do the next part of position trading bootcamp. When Tuesday after, the next part of position trading bootcamp. Every day, if there's news events, we'll do a live news trading session. So it's going to be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more moving around, basically. But there will still be free live streams, which I'll do every week as well. But they won't be education. They'll just be trading, basically. So I want to separate the education out because what I'm finding, obviously, in my normal live streams, as you know, is I sit there and I waffle on for however many hours. So that one's 2 hours. That one's hour and a half. That one's quick one, 24 minutes. Hour. So it's usually an hour, hour and a half of waffling, and it's not constructive. It's not structured at all. So that's what I'm doing, moving away from that. So it's all going to be in here in the members section, which you can get access to. If you want to have access to this now, and I know some of you, mentioning no names, beginning with a W, already had access to it. You can access it now. So if you go to members.themarketstructuretrader.com, which is there, you can sign up. It's free. Okay, let me just sign out. So when you get here, you get this. Let me go back here. So this is the landing page. Okay, all under construction at the moment. So just bear that in mind. You can sign up for free, and I would advise you at the moment just to sign up for free unless there is something in here that you actually want. Okay, so the free members, you get access to virtually everything. You do not get access to the MetaTrader Builder. You don't get access to this. You don't get access to the expert advisors. Okay, this is not even there yet. Okay, so you can't have access to it because I haven't built it. The dashboards are under construction. They will be available, but they will be limited versions for free, probably majors only, and then if you want these ones, there will be full access. So you can sign up now, but bear in mind stuff won't work. Yeah, there are going to be things which are not going to work in here, and there's a bug section. If you find bugs, please tell me about them and let me know. Okay, so this is the dashboard that I've taken over from those guys that I was working with. They decided to dump the project. I decided I'll have it because it's half built, and I thought, well, I can work with this and I can build on it. So I've built this out. This is an extra area that I've built out. The currency strength, I've completely redesigned the algorithms that work behind currency strength, so that all works better now. The retail sentiment, I've completely restructured the way the retail sentiment works. So I've done a lot of work on this basically to make it better. You can access here, if you are signing up to the £99 one, if you want to, you get access to all of the EAs as well. So you can actually get all the EAs basically included. Yeah, okay, that's right. Just making sure everything's in there. So yeah, so you get access to all of this, and you can just put licenses in here and the licensing system will work. So all that's all built in as well. So that's the plan. Anyway, I haven't quite hammered out the content yet. So if there's anything you want specifically in education purposes, let me know, and I will structure content around it. I'm going to have a getting started section of the education, which is going to go through brokers, selecting brokers. I'd like everybody to sign up with Robo Forex. I'd like everybody, if they're going to trade prop, to sign up with a few prop firms that I'm going to be trading with. That way we're all seeing the same charts, we're all seeing the same data, we're all trading the same systems with the same software. Everything's going to be MT5 moving forward. I've got some work to do on some of the indicators because some of them are a little bit glitchy on MT5. So once I've got that done, everything will be done in MT5. And the dashboards, I'm moving away from terminal-based dashboards. Dashboards are going to be web-based dashboards. That way, anyone can access them regardless of what software you're using. So if you like to trade on TradingView, fine, go and trade on TradingView. Obviously, you can't use EAs on it, but if you want to trade on TradingView, that's fine. But the dashboards will be here and alerting. So the dashboards will be universal. Everybody can then use them because there's a lot of people that are going to be signing up for free. They're not going to go through the membership stuff, but they will still want access to all this sort of data. So that's the plan. It's still in development and it's still going. But what I don't want to do is do a load more member streams on here, basically on YouTube, because I'm just going to have to grab all that content out and chuck it in there. And I want it to also be structured moving forward. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's check. Can you show me in POS EA 3.2 where to turn on showing swaps? I cannot find it, or I am bling. Are you bling? You are bling. So it's here. Show the spread buttons in tester. Sorry, no, it's speed buttons in tester. That's wrong. Use maximum overnight swap limit. True. If you set that to false, that will disappear when I switch charts. It should do. What? Why is that not disappearing? Actually, I think that might only work on candle close. Yeah, so I think that will repaint on candle close, basically, and repaint nothing, basically. So yeah, so that's how you do it. So it's just in there, down the bottom, use maximum overnight swap filter, set that to true, and it will then show you the swaps. Maybe it doesn't unpaint that. Maybe you just have to delete them. I don't know. I've never turned them off once I've had them on. There you go. I see doorbell. Can't get that either. Sorry, my doctor's going to be phoning in 10 minutes. I'm trying to rush through everything. And the indicator dash will have an alert option yet. So this is based on website you were creating with the other guys. They stopped their project. Yes, basically. So what they decided to do, they were building this thing out, and it got to a point where they were hitting brick wall after brick wall after brick wall, and they had this really great idea to incorporate lots of live data in there, have live charting and all sorts of stuff in there. And they got to a point with it where they were just not able to do it. And it needed third-party developers. Their costs started to rise. They were basically trying to get it off the ground really cheap. And it all fell out of bed, basically. So I've got, obviously, skills in coding. So I have done a lot of the stuff that they were trying to do. This is all development stuff, but basically I've integrated trading view charts and things in here so that we can have trading view data and things to plot price data. So it feeds price data up from an MT5 terminal into here, so it tracks live data and everything. So I've enhanced basically what they built, and I can now build on this when I've got the data right, because it's not right at the moment. I'll be able to build on this and just make it a lot better. But there's loads of bugs in it at the moment, which I'm working through, which is why I say, if you find bugs in there, I may well know about them already, but let me know if you do find them, if you do sign up. But up to you if you want to sign up for the paid one. Basically, let me just sign out so you can see what happens with it. But with the paid versions, what you get is more data here, more data on the retail sentiment, the trading metrics. You get more accounts and AI analysis of your accounts. The main thing that you get is the MetaTrader builder, so you can build EAs and indicators yourself using AI. Caveat, it's up to you what you say to AI. Yes, it's trained to be an MT5 and MT4 coder, but if you say a load of crap to it, it's going to give you a load of crap back. So try it out. You're going to get the education when it's released. And if you want access to all the EAs, and this is the main thing with this elite membership, the main thing that you're getting is the EAs. You're getting all the EAs for free, basically. Well, not for free, for £99 a month, but you're getting access to all the EAs. So this is a great way for people to try out the EA. So if you want to try the EAs out, you can join this. And for £99 a month, you can try the whole lot for a month. So it's like a free trial, but not free, if you like. That's basically the reason I've done it. To give people a chance to get, first of all, educated on them. Secondly, use them. Yeah, so that's what it's all about. But it's absolutely free to sign up on the site. Doesn't cost a penny. Yeah, so you can do that. Nice breakdown on the DAX. I am nearly at my target. So that's 760. I'm going to take a partial on that. I'll take a big partial. Leave the rest running. Cancel that move that TP down. Oh, we're down in new territory here, aren't we? Okay, so we've got support coming up there from August the 1st. So that is August low, so low of the month. So basically, if the yesterday's low breaks today, really not a fan of this platform. I'm a fan of the prop firm because it's really cheap, but I'm not a fan of their platform. So yeah, if we break that low, which is Friday's low, target is going to be here, which is the August low. So that'll be your target to the downside. I haven't covered the news quickly. Let me quickly cover the news. So today is Wednesday. GDP for the Australian dollar came out this morning. It was bullish. The actual came out at 0.6. We were forecasting 0.5, so it's a 0.1 differential. Not massive, but it is different to forecasts. So there has been a slight bull move in the Aussie, which is why I've got the Aussie New Zealand open. This is my last position open at the moment. I've got quite a lot of drawdown on this. I'm in nearly 10% of drawdown on this at the moment. Banked loads yesterday. I closed out loads yesterday, so I want to get flat on this account so I can transfer the money out. But I can't get this Aussie New Zealand flat at the moment. So I was looking to do aggressive drawdown control this morning up at the monthly high, hoping that they were going to sort of hit that and bounce back off again. We've blown through it this morning because the news is positive for the Australians. So that is obviously a bullish move on the Aussie. If you look at the ADR dash, we've got Aussie yen, which has hit ADR, but all the Aussies have kind of had a spike this morning off the back of that. We've got Lagarde speaking in 5 minutes. And then we've got Bullock speaking shortly after. Monetary policy report hearings for the pound later on. And then we've got Jolts half an hour after market open. And I will be here, obviously, 2:30 to trade the New York as well. So that's basically what we got news-wise today. That's the main news event, really, Jolts. The monetary policy report hearings basically are kind of known entities. Most of the banks and institutions kind of know what is expected to come up in these. So we don't really tend to get a big movement off of them unless there's something dramatic that comes out. It might happen, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So that's all the news today. There's not really anything exciting to look at in there, really. So that's it. I've really all I've got for you this morning. So DAX obviously breaks short. Hasn't hit the initial TP. We're very close to it because we've trailed. Might just get a break even on that today. And we'll see what happens. I don't know why I've got a moving average on there. But yeah, any questions on anything? Global Prime will also be in the brokers recommended. I'm not trading with Global Prime at the moment. I've still got all my capital in there. This is a Robo Forex demo account which I've got running with ORB on it, and this is copy trading over to my Global Prime at the moment. But it's also trading on this Robo Forex account as well, and I'm just trying to see what the difference is between the two. The main difference obviously is Robo Forex hasn't got FTSE. I'm not too worried about not trading FTSE because the results on the FTSE are a little bit hit and miss. It's the weaker of the instruments. So I've decided to drop FTSE from the morning session and just trade the DAX. I'm going to regret that when it flies, but the days where the FTSE just doesn't do anything and it moves and sits around, I'm not going to regret it. So long term on the FTSE, it has always been the weaker performer. I've introduced gold into the portfolio. So I'm trading DAX, Dow, NASDAQ, and gold. One of the reasons for this is to keep the correlation. Keep the correlation under control. So if I look at gold and add gold into this correlation matrix, you can see there's a high correlation, obviously, between the NASDAQ and the S&P. So I've decided to drop the S&P and just trade the NASDAQ. The Dow and the NASDAQ, correlation-wise, is 72% at the moment. So it's still quite high, but the Dow and the NASDAQ do move very differently at the open, although they quite often go in the same direction. Gold moves very nicely at the open as well, but it has zero correlation with any of the indices. So I've decided to drop the FTSE and introduce gold and also drop the S&P. So I'm trading 4 instruments, but it's going to be afternoon heavy. Now, Global Prime, the only reason I was trading with Global Prime was because they had the FTSE and Robo Forex didn't. So I can trade all of this on Robo Forex and keep everything in one place, which is easier for me, just to have everything in one broker. But I don't know. I've decided at the moment not to, but I will put Global Prime up. Global Prime's data is virtually the same as Robo Forex's, pretty much. So, and it all works in the same way. So we can have those, but I just want to keep everything clean. Some people aren't going to be able to use Robo Forex, which is fine. That we need to find another broker that has the same timestamps, ideally. What I want to do is have everybody singing off the same hymn sheet. So if the candlesticks on my broker are all showing on the hourly chart, for example, at, the last close candle is 0900, I want yours to be 0900. So when I'm talking about stuff, it all makes sense. I want everybody to have the same close times, GMT +2, or rather UTC +2. Different brokers have got different candle closes, although most are UTC +2 now. So it's just trying to get everybody on the same hymn sheet, really. Can you tell me more about the strategy of the gold EA you mentioned on Monday? No, it's not my, no. I can't, no, it's not my EA. Basically, it's a 1 minute time frame, gold trading. It trades the 15-minute breakout on 1 minute charts. I will probably build something along the same sort of lines as it. That'll be something we'll do in the members streams. It's a really good little EA. I've been making good money with it, which has made me look at trading it with ORB. ORB can do virtually the same thing. I actually prefer the ORB version of how it trades gold than the way that that one trades it, but I really like the way that it takes profit. It's a very different take profit mechanism. I will go into that more in the members stream. It'll probably be something we develop. I'll have a development day we'll do in members streams. And I'll probably start with that, actually. If this is the last YouTube member session, should we cancel our subscription? It's entirely up to you. If you want access to all the members' content that is there, keep it. If you don't want it and you're not looking at it and you haven't gone through it all, then up to you. I don't know how you can access it. Members only. Why? It's really crap. This is one of the reasons I want to get rid of it. It's crap. I want to see just all the members streams. If I go to live, actually, I'll tell you what we can do. Members. That's the way to do it. Members live streams. There's a playlist. Ah, there you go. Right. Let me put a link. Let me put this link in there. Right. So this gives you access to all of the members streams previous. So if you cancel your membership, you lose access to all this, everything in here. Yeah. This is all gold. This is everything you need to know in here, basically. I'm really screwing up this screen because it's got live stream on it. But you'll lose access to that content for the moment until I've got it out and into the new section. So, I mean, I don't know what I can't even remember what it costs. Is it $30 a month or something? Up to you. If you can't afford it, scrap it. Otherwise, just keep it for a bit. Cancel it when we go live in here. And I haven't got a timescale for going live in the members section because I've got to build it. But I can't foresee it being more than a couple of weeks, maybe even next week. I just need to get the mechanisms in place, which is I've got other things which are more important. I want to get the dashboards done first because I'm going to be using them. Everything in here is going to be used. We're going to be doing correlation analysis. We're going to be doing arbitrage trading. So I'm going to have an arbitrage day where we trade an arbitrage system, which is to do with correlation. Yeah, lots of stuff. But everything in here is going to be used. So I need to get this all fully functional, fully automated so that I don't have to worry about it. That's the focus. And then I will introduce all the members stuff and gradually get all this old YouTube stuff in there. But I've got to download every video individually because there's no download all button. And then I need to find the actual content within that members stream because obviously I cover news and do trading and trade the ORB and stuff. I need to find the actual content of that particular stream. And then I need to crop that video down to the actual content and then we'll put it up on here. So it will all be accessible in here. But but you get access to all of this other stuff as well. So up to you if you want to keep your membership for the time being or you want to cancel it. Do what you like. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any more member streams in YouTube from now. So this will be the last one. But the content is all in there still. So if you want, it's entirely up to you. You can make your own decision on that one. Right, my doctor's is going to phone me at 8:30. It's nothing serious. I've got a real bad shoulder. I was in a car crash 5 years ago, and I had the seatbelt tensioner when I crashed. It was a head-on crash at over 100 miles an hour. When the seatbelt tensioner, obviously when the impact happened, it went like that. You know, the seatbelt goes and strangles you basically. I've always had a dodgy shoulder, but it's really getting bad now and I'm not able to sleep properly with it. So I've got to speak to the doctor about it and probably go and get some injections or something. Yeah, it doesn't help when you go to the gym a lot as well, when you're lifting weights, because all suddenly my arm will just go, which is dangerous when you're lifting heavy weights, obviously. So, right, let's just quickly look at, until the phone rings, I'll stay on. But I'm going to have to disappear as soon as the phone rings, okay? So this stream is going to be ending when the phone goes, just to let you know. So ORB, we are still dropping short on the DAX. Did I put a protective stop on that? Didn't, did I? Let me just trail the stop loss. Where is the stop loss for that? Okay, so I'm going to put stop there and I'm going to trail it. So basically what it will do is it will now, as we move down, that stop loss will just get trailed. So I've banked whatever I've banked on that trade, 555, and then whatever that is, $50 at the moment. I'll just take the rest off. So we're either going to come down and we're going to test monthly low of August, or I'm going to get stopped out at some point on that one. TP1 hit on ORB. This isn't drawing the lines on here because this is this account that I'm logged into here is running on a VPS, which is copying onto my other account. It's very complicated. But basically my VPS, what I've done is I've set up the RoboForex demo account on there, which is trading the ORB, and that's copying over to my Global Prime. So I'm just logged into that account because the ORB is actually not running on here. It's running on the VPS. You can't see the take profit line, the partial. So, but that's where the partial take profit line was there. We've just taken a partial on it. So TP1 hit, which is good. The other thing I'm going to be doing in the members streams and on the live streams as well on YouTube. So I am still going to be streaming on YouTube, but not as much the education side. One thing I'm going to be doing basically is trading decent sized accounts as well, which is one of the reasons I set that demo account up. It's set up at the moment with just 10K in it. So I'm trying to trade with amounts of money that people have got access to rather than the amounts of money that I trade with, because it doesn't make sense. If I'm suddenly making $2,000 a day, you're not going to be able to do that if you've only got a 10K account. Yeah. So I'm trying to trade with amounts of money that are realistic to show people realistically what you're going to earn doing this. Obviously, prop is a little bit different. This is a 50K funded account. So I have made $2,000 on this because it's 50K's worth of money. But I'm going to be trading on prop as well, mainly with ORB, obviously, just to show people how to trade on prop. We'll be doing a prop day as well on the member streams. You're going to want me to update that. I won't do that because it's trailing at the moment. Right, that's pretty much it for this morning. So I'll be back this afternoon. We'll trade, obviously, the New York session. The monetary policy report hearings for the pound come out at 2:15 this afternoon. So that might give the pound a little bit of a kick. Jolts obviously is the main thing that we're going to have, which is half an hour after market open. And then tomorrow we got the unemployment claims and the non-farm employment change before non-farm payroll and unemployment rate on Friday. So it's all back-ended for the dollar this week, Thursday and Friday, because obviously we had the bank holiday on Monday. Hydrocortisone is what we'll probably injected. Yeah. And possible rotator cuff has been ripped. Happened to me. Got surgery in the end for a torn rotator cuff. Yeah. And that's what I'm worried about. I don't think it is. I think it's my middle delt. Because I can tell when I'm benching or when I'm doing pec flies specifically, I can feel my middle delt. You've got 3 delts there, and it's the middle one there. And I don't know whether that is linked to the rotator cuff or not. This is why I want to go to the doctor and find out what it is. But I can feel what it is. But I've got friends that have had steroid injections. I've had friends that have had hydrocortisone as well. And I've had friends that have also had surgery. So hopefully it's one of the first ones. I don't really want to have surgery because that'll put me out of the gym for weeks. I don't want to do that. I'm making gains. Don't want to go backwards. Can we have a fundamental view on gold? Fundamental view on gold. I don't know. Basically, fundamentally, well, it's already doing it. It should be going up because US dollar should be coming down on interest rate drops. So in theory, obviously, you should see progression on gold because obviously interest rates are going to be dropping. The stock market is also coming down at the moment, which will drive money into safe havens. So gold will be getting a boost off the back of that. So it's getting double bubble at the moment. Could well continue to trend for a while. We're in a breakout situation into new highs. Why are my lines pointing to the left? So yeah, we're obviously in a breakout situation at the moment. We've been in this range for an absolute age now, for a good month and a half, 2 months. So this is now breaking out because the dollar's breaking down. So long term continuations, long. How far it's going to pull back, don't know. So you'd be looking at this move here that started back on 21st of August. That's your leg up. So if you want to get in long on it, look for pullbacks basically down into the previous monthly highs, which is here, obviously in here. Potentially that propulsion gap for a bounce, or you could pull into this big propulsion gap, which is the break of that weekly high there. There's 2. I haven't got my pen open. There's 2 break points there. Pen all the way over there. You've got 2 break points basically. Yeah. So you got this monthly high here, which is this propulsion gap, and then you got this high here, which is this little propulsion gap, which retested. So those are your 2 breakouts. It will either come and test this area, or it might pull back a little bit deeper and test that area. I doubt it will get back down to here. So I would be looking for 50% retracement, roughly, on that move for longs. At some point, it's going to need some strength in the dollar, though, and I'm not convinced we're going to get strength in the dollar. We'll have to wait and see. Am I right when I think that gold will fall hard when the NFP is very strong this Friday and CPI next week also high? Then Powell will not cut interest rates. Powell is cutting interest rates. He's not got a choice. If inflation goes up, they will. They should still cut rates. Don't know. You have to wait and see. At the end of the day, one of the things we're going to be talking about from a strategy perspective is trading news. Yeah, not the normal news trading you get. Why is my doctor not phoned yet? Most people try to straddle trade news and they get killed on it. Yeah. The best way to trade news is to trade the news spike and the bit after the spike. Yeah. So we trade that. We wait for the news to happen, and then we will trade this section of the news, which is the 15-minute range after the news has formed. So I'm not really looking for what should happen with non-farm payroll, what should happen with inflation. I'm going to let the market do what the market wants to do based on the data it has and the orders that need to be executed when that news comes in, and trade whatever they do. Yeah. So try not to be predicting what's going to happen, because as we know, even if you get a CPI number that is higher than forecast, the market can still do the opposite to what it's meant to do for a short period of time, which means you get stuck. Long term, if inflation goes up, the dollar won't come down as hard, but it's still going to come down, I think. I think they're still going to drop interest rates. There's been too much pressure for too long on Powell to drop rates. And now Trump's got more people in the Fed, gradually replacing them. He's got more clout in there. And don't forget, it is a vote at the end of the day. So there will be a vote to drop, I think, but you never know. This is trading. This is economics. This is not cut and dry. Never is. It's always always hit and miss. In terms of education, what I would like to see is how to grow your small account. Example, if you start at 5K, use X risk and then reach 10K, reduce your risk to X%. Not sure it's practical. Yeah, we can do it. I've done a session on it. If you go into the members streams and type in compounding. There's a stream on it. But basically, to double an account, I had an account called the doubling account. We nicknamed it, didn't we? Which I got to, I think I got to 9 and a bit on it, and then it went wrong. And that was the doubling account. And basically, it's just compounding. So using high risk. It's very similar to what you do on prop, yeah? So this is a 50K prop account, yeah? So I've got a 50 balance 52K in it. It's 50K prop account. I've got 2 grand's worth of profit. What I'm actually trading here is a 2.5K account, yeah? Because that is the drawdown I've got available to me in this account. So forget this number here. It's irrelevant. 52K, it's nothing. 50K, 51, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I'm trading a 2.5 grand account because they've given me 2.5 grand of drawdown. That is all I have. That is my capital. So when I'm risking on this, if I want to double this, basically, prop firms ask you usually to return 8% on the account. Yeah. So if you've got a 100 grand account, they're asking you to return 8%. They're asking you to return 8K. What they're actually giving you is a 5K account. So when you pass a prop evaluation, what most people don't realize is you've actually done an account double. Pretty much, haven't you? It's not quite, is it? It's nearly there. But if you did 10K instead of 8K target, that's it, you've done it, because they're giving you 5 grand worth of drawdown, 5% drawdown on that 10K account. Yeah. So you've got to double the account. It's not hard to do, but you've got to adjust your risk to that 5 grand's worth of drawdown. So if you've got a 5K drawdown and you're risking $500 on a trade, you're actually risking 10% of your account per trade, which means you can take 10 trades. If you get a 3R on one trade at 10%, you've made 30% gains on that account. That's how you double an account. It's incredibly high risk. Because you're using very high risk on it. If you want to take a 5K account to 10K safely, you want to be risking something like 2 to 5% per trade safely. And that's still not massively safe, but it's safer because you've got to look at a losing run. Most strategies will have a losing run of 10 trades at some point. If you are basically risking 2% of your account, you've got 50 trades that you can take, yeah, at 2%. And if you've got to have 50 trades go against you as losers to blow that account, it's really, really safe. If you get a 5R on a 2% trade, you've made 10% gains on your account, which is great. So it takes you up to 5.5 grand. Yeah. So it's a much slower way of doubling your account, but this is the safe way to do it. And it's kind of what you do with prop. I'm just putting back now. I'm stopped out on that short. I'm going to cancel that pending off. I can update the software then, can't I? Hey? Wants me to. I'll just restart the terminal. It'll tell me to do it next time. So yeah, it's all about just doing it safely. There's an aggressive way and a safe way to double an account. So if you've got a £5,000 account and you need to turn that into 10 grand, you can do it in one trade. If you risk 20% on that first trade and you get a 5R return, you've done it. But if that one trade goes wrong, you're dead. So it's all about spreading that risk over an X amount of trades. So you look at the strategy, you look at the strike rate on the strategy, and you separate your risk out into that. So if you've got a strategy that's got a 50% strike rate, for example, with a 1.5R, yeah, you know that you've got a 50% strike rate. So the chances, the risk of ruin of having 10 trades in a row is actually fairly low with a 50% strike rate. So you can go in a little bit heavier. If you've got a strategy where it's got a 30% strike rate, like a trend-based strategy, for example, you're going to want to get in with lower risk on that, but your rewards will be higher. So what tends to happen is the higher the reward, the higher the risk-reward ratio, the lower the strike rate. There's not many strategies, in fact, there isn't any strategies out there that have got above a 50% strike rate with above a 3R return. There's very, very few of them out there. Like ORB, for example. Look at the risk-reward ratio on this. We're looking at a 3R. Basically, we hit that 3R regularly. How often do we hit TP? Very, very rare. Yeah, very rare. And the only reason this has a nice 3R return on a regular basis is because we're trading a momentum breakout strategy. We've got a timing element to it, whereas most other strategies, there is no timing. If you see an M pattern reversal on the hourly chart at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the chances of that working are 50-50. With ORB, we know we're going to have a big momentum move like this at the open. This is why we trade this strategy, because it's got a higher strike rate, because we have an edge. We know when the price is moving. With any other strategy out there that is either mean reversion or breakout, you have no timing element in it. So it's harder to get the strike rate. This one's easier to get strike rate on. So we'll do a little session on the maths of it. It'll all be part of it anyway. So the way I want to structure the sessions is I want to structure the sessions into different types of people that can trade as well. So some people that can trade ORB obviously haven't got full-time jobs, or they've got full-time jobs which allow them to be in front of a computer and have a bit of freedom. If you're working full-time, you can't trade ORB because you're at work, aren't you? You can't do this. You're at work at 8 o'clock, you're at work at 2:30 in the afternoon. So we're going to look at different types of strategies that people can play out with at different times of day and all the maths around it, everything. It's all standard stuff. It's not anything we're doing differently in here to what we do in these. I just want it to be more kind of structured so that it's something I can cover every single month and just hammer it home. You make money and you learn in this industry through repetition, which is why I come in and I do the same thing every day. I don't do anything different in these morning sessions. I go through the news. I go through what's extended on RSI and ADR, because for your mean reversion, you need extensions. I go through the news because that's what's going to move the markets. I have a look at levels that are coming up in forex, and I trade momentum at the open. I don't do anything different. I haven't done anything different for 5 years. Repetition. So if you come into the live rooms and you see us doing the same thing every month, we go through the same lessons every month, it'll all stick. You don't need other lessons. Market goes up, market goes down, it moves through time. It's binary. There's not a lot I can teach you. There's 3 strategies: trend, breakout, mean reversion. It goes up, it goes down. You have a 50-50 chance of every trade working. Those are the rules of trading. They're never going to change. They've not been changed in the last 100 years, and they won't be changed in the next 100. Market only does the same thing it does every day. It goes up and down. We just wrap risk around it. So it's just about learning how to wrap risk around it. And part of this MetaTrader Builder system, which this account can't access because it hasn't got membership, is that you will be able to build your own EAs out to test your own strategies. So this isn't to replace me. If you want to try and build something like the Position Trader EA with this, you can try. I'm not sure how far you get. AI is good, but it's not that good. The idea of this is to build out, and so that we can build out strategy tests. So if someone comes up with an idea, or we come up with an idea, or we look at a way of making money, we'll build an EA to prove concept. And then obviously you can auto trade it if you want it to. But that's the whole idea of this MetaTrader builder, is so that you can build indicators and EAs to test with, which is great. AI's got to the point where it's really, really good. And we've trained this model to be pretty good out the box. It still gets stuff wrong. There's still compilation errors. You're never going to be able to get AI to build something right first time. I mean, maybe eventually, but it's good enough that we can put together kind of proof of concept or minimum viable product EAs to go into the back tester and go, right, is it worth doing this? Test it. Yeah. And test it with a single lot, no risk in there, nothing complex, just get it to build something that we can back test. But we'll do all of that. In terms of education, what I would like to see is how to grow. I've just answered that one, haven't I? That's it. There we go. Done. Okay, so ORB worked this morning. We are going to stop out in the second half by the looks of things. So pulling back into propulsion. We have already tested the propulsion gap. So this is retesting that propulsion gap. This might hold. It's actually not. That was the propulsion gap there. So obviously we are selling. The sellers are still there, but getting a little bit hammered. But it kind of still holding. So we'll see where this candle closes. We got another minute left on this candle. Does look like it's completely broken and holding that propulsion. So I think we're going to go through that now. We'll see. But if you want to get short, this is probably the best place to do it if we're going to continue to the downside. See. Okay, any other questions before I disappear? So much for my doctor phoning me at 8:30. No other questions? Okay. Right, so I'll leave you there. Anything you need, let me know. The members section is still on Discord. I am going to have a members section. I'm potentially going to try and build up some kind of chat system if we're in here as well. But Discord obviously does everything we need it to. Anyone can join Discord. So what I'm probably going to do is have some kind of link system between here and Discord. But because I am in control of it, if you can't link automatically for some reason, I can just add you. So you can just tell me your Discord name and I will just add you to it. So I'm going to try and utilize Discord as much as I can because it's a much better system than Telegram. And it's obviously much more conversational. And obviously we can go into live streams as well on there. So this is what I want to try and utilize Discord for, is for live streaming, because it's a two-way thing. You can talk if you've got a mic as well, which I think is really good. But I'm looking at options. So if you've got any preferences or anything, let me know. I'm easy to manipulate at the moment because I haven't decided. Right, I'll leave you there. Anything you need, let me know. I'm not going to go through all the FX pairs. I might have a look through them all this afternoon in a bit more detail. ADR on Aussie CAD now as well. So we are getting some movement on that Australian dollar still pushing up a little bit. Aussie New Zealand's anti-new highs. I need to get some aggressive drawdown control on this. So that's the area that I'm looking at for aggressive drawdown control. So basically ADR today is exactly ADR today, where my next short is going in. That is pretty much where I want to get aggressive. So I'm looking for a rejection at this high to come back down and retest propulsion. So I'm going to get in with some decent size here when we see some sign of rejection out of there. And see if I can get this average up to get out of this trade over the next sort of week on a push back down into there. So need some bad news for the Aussie or some good news for the New Zealand dollar, but we haven't really got anything coming up at the moment that can help me. Never mind. Right, have a good day. I will be back this afternoon at 2:30. If you need anything in between, Discord or Telegram. Yeah, and I'll keep you updated as to what's happening. Obviously, I'll be posting in Discord what's going to go on anyway. So up to you if you want to leave or join or stay, whatever, with the member streams. All the content's still going to be there, so you can keep going and looking at that. And then I'll update you as and when we're getting the new system up and running. All right, so I'll be back this afternoon. Anything you need, let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.